Hello, everybody. Welcome to Coffee Chat with Camille. This is your hostess, Camille, and I am going to be speaking on a very sensitive and a very important topic. And if there's a little background noise, I apologize. That's somebody's very, very loud motorcycle. Anyway, this is the Afro-Latinos in America 2024. All I'm going to really do is just touch on their identity. How do you identify an Afro-Latino person? They may in this country beg to differ. Well, they have to probably take that up with the census here in the United States of America. But in the meanwhile, welcome back, folks. We're just going to get into a fascinating overlook on Afro-Latinos in America. This is a story of culture, history, and resilience, and one that is not new. It's been going on for centuries. So grab yourself some late evening coffee or your favorite drink or beverage, settle in, and let's explore this powerful community. So let's break down what it means to be Afro-Latino. This refers to people of both African and Latin American descent. These are individuals whose roots trace back to Latin America, places like Puerto Rico, Brazil, Cuba, the Dominican Republic, who but also who also share African ancestry. It's a blend of cultures that has produced some of the most vibrant contributions in some of the music, the art, the food, and more. Okay. Afro-Latinos have been a presence in Latin America that dates back to the transatlantic slave trade. Millions of Africans were forcibly brought to the Americas, and many ended up in Latin America and Caribbean countries. Over time, they have become an integral part of these societies. Brazil, for example, has the largest African descendant population outside of Africa itself. But despite its history or heritage, Afro-Latinos have historically been marginalized in many Latin American countries and in the United States. This brings us to the unique experience of the Afro-Latino in America. They are often have found themselves navigating two identities, one that is tied to their African ancestry and the other to their Latin roots. They are in essence both Black and Latin, but often they can feel like they don't fully belong to either group. Dual identity presents its own set of challenges. Afro-Latinos can experience the same forms of racism and discrimination that African Americans face, and they can also perpetrate it. They might also encounter colorism within the Latino community, where the lighter skin or the paler skin is often prized, and darker skin tones can be stigmatized. It's a delicate balance, navigating spaces where their full identity isn't always understood or accepted. So let's not forget about their contributions. Cardi B is kind of brought up, but I'm not going to bring her up. I'd like to bring up Celia Cruz instead because she won 14 Latin Grammy Awards. Okay, and she's known as the Queen of Salsa. She has mixed all kind of sounds together. And anyway, moving on, and Afro-Latinos have also helped shape other genres like salsa, merengue, reggaeton, and even hip hop, bringing rhythm, stories, and flavors that are uniquely theirs. They are also have been a few have done quite well in sports, like Roberto Clemente. He is Puerto Rican baseball icon. He isn't just famous for his skills on the field, but he also um, symbolized social justice and activism. Clemente used his platform to fight for equality and justice in both the U.S. and Latin America. So you notice they didn't say he was fighting for justice and equality in only the United States, but also in Latin America, okay? Because they have issues there as well. Then there's the world of film, where you have Afro-Latinos like Zoe Saldana and Rosario Dawson, who were making waves. Um, I also want to mention Rosie Perez, because when I first saw her, I didn't know what she was. I was just like, well, what is that dancing like that in Spike Lee's movie? Because everything about her was just like weird to me, not in a bad way, just like I wasn't used to seeing people like that. And then when she would talk, she would say Mookie Mookie. She had this way she would say Mookie, right? And I just I just couldn't understand what ethnicity she was. But to me, in spite of her complexion, she looks Afro-Latina. But I don't really know. Anyway, but she is also in film. And she was in quite a few up until she stopped acting. So they represent a new generation of Afro-Latinos who are proudly embracing both sides of their heritage. Okay, and then so let's take a moment to just focus on growing movements in the Afro-Latino pride and advocacy. You'll see it all over social media with hashtags like hashtag Afro-Latinx and events like Afro-Latino Fest in New York. These movements are pushing back against the erasure of Afro-Latinos from broader conversations about both Blackness and Latinidad. Latinidad. It's about claiming space and saying we're here and our stories matter. I love that. We're here and our stories matter. It's inspiring to see Afro-Latinos stepping into spotlights, proudly claiming their space in both Latin American and African American culture landscapes, whether it's through art, activism, or everyday life. They're making it clear that their dual heritage is something to be celebrated. So, as we wrap up today's conversation, folks, I want to just encourage all of you to listen, of you listening, to continue learning about and celebrating Afro-Latino culture. There is so much beauty in the blend of African and Latin American heritage, and it's a vital part of the story of America. The story of America. So next time you hear that incredible beat in a salsa song, or enjoy a film starring an Afro-Latino actor, remember the rich history and identity behind it. So thank you so much for tuning in to Coffee Chat with Camille. If you enjoyed today's episode, just make sure you subscribe, share, leave a comment. Matter of fact, in the comments, if you could be so kind as to let me know what your Afro-Latino experience has been, if you know any Afro-Latinos, and or who is your favorite Afro-Latino actor, actress, or famous person. I would love to read those in the comments. Okay? Again, thank you again for watching Coffee Chat with Camille. Please don't forget to subscribe on your way out. Thank you. Bye, guys. Oh, no, I can't say bye. Lord have mercy, I apologize. One, I need to give the sources of the information that I shared with you. They are PBS, Smithsonian Institution, NPR, the New York Times, Afro-Latino Fest, New York City. Right? Thank you so much for listening. Bye for now, everyone.